is 170% profit they've produced for free. How we can say with absolute confidence, bots don't work.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Millionaire Crypto Trading Podcast. And in here, we got the man, the legend, Michael Devlin. All right.
Welcome
to the podcast.
Thank you.
Fantastic, brother. Fantastic. It's lovely to have you here. And I'm excited to see what you've been going on in the crypto world lately. Because I remember I talked to you about a year ago, and you had this crypto bot thing going on, and you were creating all this type of softwares for crypto algorithms and crazy stuff, and you went kind of out there MIA, and now you kind of resurfaced again. And I'm just super excited to see what you've been doing all this time, and tell us a little bit about the experiences and what you've been creating with us. What's going on?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you very much for having me on the podcast, Zelo. And it's been I think it was about 14 months ago, the last time I touched base with you on the kind of crypto bots and this whole evolution that was happening. But the reason why we went MIA, so to speak, is because we realized that bots nobody's going to be able to have the financial endurance to trade with a bot, because ultimately what is happening is the bot will take absolutely every single trade that appears, or every single trade that the chart will signal to it. So essentially, let's just say hypothetically, you have a bot that produces or a signal which is driven by a bot that produces $250,000 profit, but loses $90,000. You're still going to have $90,000 up front to be able to have the financial endurance to get to the 250,000, right? So there was a real issue with that for us, because we realized that the average everyday person who may be becoming into trading, who maybe want to just trade automatically but not really want the complexity of the charts, they maybe want to follow signals, a bot just doesn't work, because it is going to wreck you. And to get one that is going to be able to deliver maximum profit as well as minimum drawdown, and we'll come to all of that, and I'll give you a quick overview of the indicators' performance. And indicators are essentially what drives bots. They are the brains of the bot, so to speak. But that was a real penny drop moment for me, was we need to be able to set traders in front of every single signal that is produced here. Because if you don't have human intervention, then this bot's just going to take every single trade, and anyone who's connected to it is going to win, lose all the way until, the performance runway is over, whether that be 12 months or whatever. So that was the hardest part for us, was to get multiple time zones and get the charts all structured so that we could have people that we could train who would then evaluate the signals, take the trades, which essentially become the signals that are automated for the traders that connect to us. So in essence, it is automated. It acts like a bot, but there's humans behind every trade that's being taken. So that was the challenge. Wow. And that was a 14-month infrastructure that we had to build out to try and make all of that happen.
Wow, crazy. So it's kind of like a hybrid then, because I'm only seeing bots out there that you plug them in, and then you put your money in there, and then it trades for you 100%. But I've tried those things, and every single time, probably I tried 2 or 3 of those, and every single time they win a little bit, but then they lose it all, and it's just not worth it.
Well, right, that's typical, because you're either going to use a bot that dollar cost averages, which buys you into the position as you go into a specific move, whether you're longing or you're shorting a position. But what happens is, if you buy too much or too heavily into a position on a long, for example, and that market reverses, then you're left with, a token or an asset that is completely depreciating, and you have to wait for that price to come back up, and your capital's tied up. And if that moves, depending on what part of the cycle you're trading in, you could be left holding that position for years. So it doesn't really, they don't work, and they are. That's why you're seeing such a surge about bots in a bull market, because it's easy to make money in a bull market because everything is up. But when you start to get whipsawing and you're getting volatility back into the market, you're entering a bear cycle at this minute with Bitcoin, as we're recording on this, for example, or with Ethereum, and obviously we're about to come into an alt season. But when you're moving into these cycles, it's very, very dangerous to trade dollar cost average, which is what a lot of the bots that are being pitched on YouTube do. So that's why I would say to your audience is to be very, very careful with bots, and that's why you'll experience where they'll win a little and appear to lose a lot.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. So you really have to be careful with what kind of bot and algorithms you try out there, right? Because
I just wouldn't
at the end of the day, it doesn't work.
Touch it. It's the bots. Well, they're really clever and they look really smart and very profitable in a bull market, but when things start to get volatile, which is basically cryptocurrency in a nutshell, which is the most volatile market in the world, you are going to be left significantly out of pocket. That's for sure.
Yeah, because you see, it's crazy because you see days that it goes like 2,000%, but the next day it goes crashing down. So it's like, what do you do there?
Yeah.
How can you actually be profitable in the long run?
We manually swing traded our way into a 7-figure position. So we were really excited when we wanted to say, okay, let's build a bot that can do this. But in essence, like I said, there's no human intervention there. Whereas if you understand how to trade and you can train other people how to trade, which we've got our own network. So for example, any of your members wanted to come and try trading our signals for free for a month, for example, they wouldn't have to read a chart. They wouldn't have to do all of that because our team does that. So every signal that we approve and you connect to our signals, our wins are your wins, right? So the job for our traders is to try loss as little as they possibly can. And in comparison with the bot, it is absolutely colossal because we've built an infrastructure where there's just areas that we just won't take the trade, whereas the bot would have taken the trade. So it's fascinating to watch that. And when we, not only did we get a little bit disheartened about, geez, we're going to have to have a human here selecting these positions, and that's just the way it's going to have to be. But the hardest part for that was then automating that so that we could train, someone really, really quickly on all different time zones to be able to take those trades on behalf of our technology and our logic. So that's what we did, and that's what took the time. But yeah, my advice to anybody is be careful with all of these buzzwords around AI, artificial intelligence, and the better ways to make money than instead of Amazon and Shopify. Now you're going to use a bot, you're going to get wrecked.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if it was like 100% just automation and bot, it's really hard. You need to have that human touch because there's just some things that you just can't automate, right?
Without a doubt,
that's what it is.
You have to make the decision, and a bot won't be able to tell you when it's going into an oversold or an overbought region. It doesn't read the news. It doesn't understand market conditions. It doesn't do any of that stuff. So you're really, you're trading on a prayer. That's for sure.
Yeah, makes sense. Doesn't hope. Let's just hope. Right. That's the worst trading advice we can do. Right. And I'm curious, man. Like, how did you get into this whole crypto game and all that? Because I know every time I see you got some amazing stuff going on, and it's just crazy. I think you're more like a rocket scientist, man, because you got so many ideas and crazy things going on. So I'm just curious, like, how do you get into this whole thing? What's the story behind it?
Yeah, so as you know, we love building software. We love building automation in particular. So that's why we got really disappointed in 2000. I think it was late 2018, 19 when we said, well, we're making amazing money doing this thing manually where we were swing trading with the charts. Well, let's see if we could automate it. And at that point, we had lots of e-commerce automations where you could build a funnel in Amazon and you could inject an Amazon product into your funnel in one click. And when someone bought it in the funnel, it would order it from Amazon. So we love automation. So the first thing that I wanted to do was automate the trading pattern. And I just realized that you couldn't, because at the end of the day, then if that's the case, you wouldn't have taken it to the market. So people should be very skeptical because Goldman Sachs would have it, right? So it wouldn't be online for anybody to join. So automation is really, really important, but we still wanted to bring automation to the user base. So therefore we said, okay, so what happens if we had a selection of traders in multiple different time zones that had access to our charts and our logic and our structure, and when the signals went off and they were cross-checked, they would approve or decline the trade. And that's what we built. So everybody could connect to it. And for them, it's the same experience, only much safer than a bot just taking every single thing that algorithmically or logarithmically is fired in its direction. So that was really hard to build, and it was stressful. And that took me about a year and a half to put together. So, and of course we had a lot of softwares that we wanted to try and wind down throughout 2018, 19, 20. And then of course we got the shutdown and the lockdown, and then we were like, okay, let's bring this to the market. And of course we brought it to market in late 2021. And we brought it, I think it was December, and we done, a 7-figure launch with it, which was really good. But one of the things that told me as well, because that was a beta launch, is that some people just have no business trading, right? They've just got this thing where, what do you mean I will get a loss? The only guarantee in trading is you're going to get a loss. The object of the game is to do more trades than you do lose. And that is another reason why you need high-end logic. And our trades operate at between 92 to 97% profitable. So for every 100 trades, 92 of them or 97 of them, depending on what platform you're operating on, will end profitable. And we'll show you all of this in a second. We'll show your viewers it, and we'll go over the kind of, the performance summary. But so that was the hardest part. And then when we launched that, we started to see, not only was it complex to bring the trading desks together in different time zones, we then had a challenge with the user base, because problem is when you put something like this out here into the internet marketing space, you get people who are just want to get rich overnight, right? They're like, why am I not experiencing $100,000? Why am I not hitting Lambo numbers with a few trades? And that's just not how it works. So you need to have financial endurance when you're coming in here. You have to, whether you're starting off with $1,000 with 10x leverage, you just follow our parameters and you just build it up from there. There's no need for you to come in here looking for $100,000 return and all of that stuff overnight. Just work your way up, work your way nice and steady. And I always say to everybody, be a risk manager first and a trader second, and you'll have an amazing experience with this. But we did see that some people were operating with 80% leverage, and they were looking at 100% risk management, and they were just coming out here and putting $20,000 in. And when you get a market condition that can shift on you, it was dangerous. So we ended up refunding about 150 members just to remove them from the network. And that really for me was an eye opener, where we had to make our intake much stronger, because what we wanted to do was make sure we got the perfect customer for us, who understood the joys of trading and the profit that was available, but also that, yes, I need to be very careful on my risk management because I want to preserve my bankroll. and I understand that losses can happen. So it doesn't really matter how good an indicator you have or how good your signals are, you are going to get losses. And with a trading desk and with human intervention, it's getting more wins than you do losses, and that's exactly what this indicator does. So I'm excited to share it with your viewers as we progress.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll show it to me in a second here, and definitely want to take a look at this and see how I can use it for myself too, man. That looks very promising, honestly. And I understand, yeah. So you actually created like your own algorithm with this, right, to go along with the actual trading bot, right? And what was like the challenges you've had the most when creating this type of algorithm that actually has such high success rate?
Well, the biggest challenge for us was the way that cryptocurrency behaved. And we all know that Bitcoin operates and dictates the movement of the market. So normally when you've got some people that are trading like ADA or XRP or BNB, they're trading that chart specifically. But what they don't realize is that when you're trading that chart, or maybe they do realize it, or maybe they don't, I'm not sure. But if you're trading that chart in isolation and Bitcoin decides to move in the opposite direction, with those projects, the movement on them is like up to 0.60% deeper. So if you're doing a long and Bitcoin decides to go in the opposite direction and you're trapped in that long, you're going to get stopped out pretty quick. So what we decided to do was we use Bitcoin as our foundational chart. The algorithm looks for the perfect entry on Bitcoin first, and then it trades ADA and a selection of assets that we know and have done our extensive research on that move in unison with Bitcoin. or move in perfect synergy with Bitcoin, or which will arrive us at our take profit targets even quicker. So that was
Wow.
That was complex, but once we did it, that's what really boosted the success rate for us.
Wow. So it actually doesn't look at in isolation the actual coins or the assets, but mostly because most of them are tied to Bitcoin, right?
Every one of them
traded, right?
Yeah, we say Tether to Bitcoin, but we also know Tether's a stable coin, but it's probably it got a lot to do with Bitcoin's up and down, but yeah, I mean, it's tethered quite literally to the rest of the market. All the market's tethered to Bitcoin, in our opinion, and if we can get the perfect entry on the Bitcoin chart algorithmically, then we can make the perfect signal and trade to hit the target even faster over on the altcoin market, and that's what we do. So it's unique,
Nice.
and also to be able to build that logic to do all of that in real time, to view multiple different charts, multiple different positions across maybe 60, 70 assets, and then fire a signal. It's quite a complex process. So,
wow. Okay. And then do you actually teach people how to actually, be profitable, or more the risk management side when they go and trade with you, or how does that work?
Yeah, so we have an option that we'll probably open up in a year's time, where we will give people the opportunity to trade for even higher margin, for hundreds of percents, rather than looking at maybe 15 or 40% on signal targets that are take profit target 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. But we're gonna leave that for next year, because we're wanting to really just keep this movement pretty exclusive, Zelo. We're wanting to maybe just have 1,000 to 1,500 members in maximum, and really just work with them, because where the big opportunity here is, because of the success of our indicator, is the broker partners who are wanting to come in and work with us and give you a funded account, and they can give you your money to trade with on an 80-20% partnership, where you keep 80% of the profit and they take 20%. If you can prove profitability, that's why it's so important that if you come in for a few months and prove yourself profitable, then being part of a network like ours and using our indicators, the broker partners already know the success rate of us, so they're likely going to throw funding at you, where you don't have to use your own money to be a success when it comes to trading. But yes, the opportunity will be there for people who want to learn how to read our indicators. And I'm not talking about the complexity of trend lines, which that's a decade plus of trading school, right? You're not wanting to go into that, but algorithmically and logarithmically, you can get the signals, read the charts, and I'll show you a perfect example of that in a second. If you were to read the charts, then you're off to the races, and all you need is certain parameters to make sure when you're going to take a long, if it's in the green, if it's in the red, you take the short, and so there's a chance for you to become your own little trader, but at the same time working off of logic that has been, it's responsible for between 7 and 8 figures in a portfolio at the minute.
Wow, nice. Okay, this looks exciting, man. I mean, you're talking so much about it; it's just getting me going. I just want to take a look at it. Can you show us what's going on? Yeah, how does it work? Like some results, like what's going on?
So also, just before we dive in here, I just want to be clear. Can you see my screen, Zelo?
Yes, I can see your screen. So yes.
I just want to show the members a little bit of our portfolio at the minute, where we currently are, so that they know that this is just not something that's because crypto is how can I say it, popular at the minute, right? Sometimes you see these products popping up, but this is our own our own portfolio at the minute, and we've built this up. We trade Bitcoin to accumulate a particular project, which is XRP. It's not investment advice, of course, but this is one of our favorite projects at the minute. And we've got other projects as well that we work on. Zcash is another one, but again, this is 95% of our portfolio, and it's an XRP. So we know that if this goes back to where it's supposed to be, this is potentially $15-20 million that's been built up through the signals accumulating profit, which in turn allows us to accumulate more of our assets. So we don't just use our profit to put in our pocket. We take the profit to buy more of our favorite project, and obviously we then use that, and we reap the benefits when we get the compound when it moves, essentially. So at this moment in time, we are for this year, we're let me just see a little second here. 1 week. And so that's 148,000 up, but for the year, it's saying 51% down. So we're 3.2 million down. So when people say to me that they've lost $100, you've got to be able to understand where you are. And this is basically just, accumulation and movement that we know that just with going back to not even anywhere near its all-time high at $1.40, it's going back up to 6.4 million. So, but we've got 15 to 18 million in there at an all-time high. So that's what we do. And this is how we use our profit. And you just have to become immune to the volatility in here. So, it was up here at 6.4 million this time last year. So that's where you're seeing that little dip from. But it's pretty cool. But overall, 3.2 million to the good.
Yep. Makes sense. Nice.
So, and then we can dive in here and have a look at the chart. So we'll go over and take your guys in and have a little look at the indicator itself. So I want to switch this one off and we'll switch this one on. Come back to there. So this is where all of the signals are derived from, really, is our charts. And this is where our own trading desk will come in and cross-examine and check. Now, there's logic in here I'm not going to bore your members with, but really when the signal fires, you can see all of the signals here, and this is all the recent ones that are getting smashed, all the targets have been taken. Here, for example, this is the most recent one. I think this was this morning, and obviously it hit 3 of its targets this morning as well. So all of these are what drives the signals that go over into the Telegram group that your guys can come in and trade for up to a month for free at no cost. We actually don't allow anyone to pay us a membership fee until they've tried and profited from our signals. So that's something that's really, really important to us. And it's something that I don't think you'll find out there online, especially with those guys using your bots.
100%. Everybody wants to take your money first, right?
Absolutely. So this is the one where we will look at the, so we'll look at Bitcoin as a primary example here. And then obviously, we come over here to Cardano. We might look for the perfect entry. This is what I was saying to you about how a move happens. We've got a small move here. Let me just zoom in here just for your members. And I don't want to go too complicated on anything, but this is a long here, but you can see just how fast that moved there to this part, and you're looking at where over on Bitcoin, it might have only been 0.30 for that candle size. You're looking at 0.84 over on Cardano. So that's a perfect example of how fast you can arrive at your take profit target levels when you're intertwining Bitcoin with a altcoin, for example.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And again, we've obviously got here where we've got a move down, and I'm expecting this to fire a short signal pretty soon for the rest of our members. But I just wanted to dive in here and give you a little bit of an overview of the complexity, because you guys don't need to worry about any of this. You don't need to touch this. You're not going to trade this. This shows you and uncovers the level of complexity and the time scale. When you were asking me how long it took us and why did it take us so long to go off the grid and then back on, it's because when you're building this stuff, it is really, really complex. But we've managed to automate it, so anyone that's interested in trading and accumulating their favorite token or profit to buy more of their favorite project, then this is whether you're looking to use it as a passive income, or whether you're looking to get into this to eventually leave your main income or lead your main income, let's just say, then this is a perfect opportunity.
Yeah. And then most of the this is how the chart looks, but then if somebody goes into your trading group and bot, how does that work? Is it through Telegram? I think it is.
Yeah. So let me just take you in there.
How easy it is.
Yeah. Let me just show you here. So when you connect to, this is actually one of our live member areas. We just done a live in here. When you get a signal, you'll just see the signal come here. And you can either choose to one-click follow it, where we show you through our academy how to connect our signals to your exchange, whether you're trading on Binance, Bybit, or whatever your favorite exchange is. You can choose to trade with us, and ultimately you just click here and you can go through, or you can outright automate it, where when we hit the signal, it just goes straight through to your exchange automatically. Job done. And then when you get your profit targets hit, you'll get an alert inside the group here, like so. Then you can go over and check your profit on Binance or Bybit or whatever. This is take profit target 2. This was just this morning. Excuse some of the messages because we're speaking to our members in here. And then here as well. So, and when you become a new member with us, we also give you a 15% new account kickback if you're looking to trade with our broker partner. If you put $10,000 in, not that you have to trade with $10,000, just to be clear, because you can trade with $100, doesn't matter, but they'll give you 15%. So they essentially would give you $1,500 to trade with. You can double that or double your $1,500. And then as soon as you double your money, take your $10,000 back into your bank account and trade with the $1,500 free money, right? So that's a good way of doing it. So the broker partners like to fund you if you want to use them over and above the exchanges. And of course, we have all the intros and everything else for your guys if they want to do that. And it's no cost. It's absolutely free.
Awesome. I love it, man. And can you show us some of the results? I see like 15%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Profit, 17.
Yeah, we'll dive back in here. So we have a look at the results for the overview. This is our exchange logic. This is our indicator that drives all the signals that get pushed over into the crypto exchanges like your Binance, your Bybit, etc. And this is 174,000 pre-leverage. If you're using 10x leverage, this would be 1.74 million. This is over 340 trades. We're 95.29% profitable on this one. It is 2.55 profit factor, and the drawdown is $13,000, which essentially means that, how deep the move of a particular trade has maybe went in the opposite direction, and that's from January the 4th, 2021. So $512 again pre-leverage. If you're using 10x, that would be $5,000 per trade. And the performance summary, like I was saying to you, is you have your net profit of 174,000, your gross profit's 286,000. And again, if this was a bot and I had programmed this just to take absolutely every single trade, we would be looking at losing 112,000, but you'd have been walking away with 174,000. But the most important thing for your members to understand, Zillow, is that your 112,000, when you've got humans in there, that halves because it's not a bot, right? But this goes to show you just how deep you can get cut if you're running, and that's why people think bots don't work. It's not necessarily that they don't work. It's just the fact that they don't work for people who don't have the pockets and the financial endurance to run them. And also, it's quite negligible for those who are promoting the bots not to take someone into the back end and actually show someone all of the numbers and show them what you need. Now, yes, this might only be $30,000, but just to be clear, guys, you're not going to lose that right out the gate. So you're going to have wins and you lose a trade, and but the job for us is to win more trades than we lose, right? Because all of our trades are all trapped in here. So another example is this trade, which our guys didn't take. So we saved the members a $7,000 loss. So this goes to, but if this was a bot, it would have taken the trade and lost someone $7,000. So now you're starting to see how we can say with absolute confidence, bots don't work.
Exactly. You need a human with it as well. Yeah, that's crazy. But even like you're showing there, even if you take 100% of those trades that you have, you'll still be profitable.
You would still be $174,000 up pre-leverage in 12 months' time.
And then with something like this, then how much money can somebody actually start with trading with?
Well, you can start with $1,000, and then you can use your 10x leverage, which is essentially giving you the trading power of $10,000. And then just work your way towards doubling that and keep going. And, that's what I would say. You don't have to come in with crazy numbers when you're operating with an indicator of this level of success rate. So just follow the trades, and when you get comfortable and confident, you've got 2.556 profit factor. And this is on the exchange. I'll take you over and show you a broker indicator. Before I go, Zillow, have you got any questions on this, or any more questions?
No, it looks pretty straightforward, man. Yeah. Well, you got your own proprietary
this bar here,
software there. So
this one's nice and smooth down here. This is what we're wanting to look for when you see indicators that are way down here in the brown, and you've got your drawdowns. I think I've seen one on YouTube that was 17 million profit and 3.4 million drawdown, which means that your probably your performance summary would have lost you $50 million. You would have needed $50 million in the bank to even play with it. You know what I mean? So don't be fooled with these. You want to make sure that these are realistic numbers, and your performance summary. It has to be profitable pre-leverage, because if it's not profitable pre-leverage, I can assure you that it's not going to be anywhere near profitable.
Get destroyed.
I'll destroy you. Let me dive over and show you our indicator over on our broker partner here as well. So this one is a little bit more calmer. I'll just zoom in here, and you can see that this is maximum drawdown is 6,000. This is 128,313 with only 248 trades over the year. But this one's a lot higher on the percent profitable, 97.18% with a profit factor of 4. And the reason for this, I believe, is on the broker partner exchanges, you've got a lot less bots that are operating. You've got a lot less automated trading outside the other channels, and you've just got a lot calmer trading. It's still equally as volatile. It's still Bitcoin. It's still moving with the market. But this indicator is a very, very smooth indicator, and it's one that I could definitely program and walk away and leave, because it would only have lost me 42,000 last year and produced me 128,000. So this is the difference between volatility with high liquidity versus an exchange that's got a little bit more smoother on its trading patterns, because this is not trading USDT. This is actually trading Bitcoin US dollar over on the broker partner. So just to be clear, if anybody's looking at the difference, and this is where this is coming in. So there's a lot less bot action in there. Pretty much. That's we see it anyway. There's a lot more manual trading going over inside the brokers, and of course we are pushing our trades over manually, but they're automated for anyone who's connected to them. So that's pretty cool. And it's 517 per trade on that one. So I just wanted to be clear. And let's go ahead and we'll dive in and have a little look at the Bitcoin accumulator, because this is the crypto sniper that I'm showing you that picks out multiple profit targets across multiple different assets using Bitcoin as its lead, so to speak. So we very aptly name crypto sniper. So it will pick you out the perfect profit target. And we've got the Bitcoin accumulator, which is a little bit different, because what the Bitcoin accumulator does is it looks to actually just trade into position and hold the position much longer. So it will look for a much higher target, for example. So let's just go back to what you and I were talking about the importance of being part of a club or a movement like this. You could get access to this and you could trade when we move into the green, and just come back out when you think it's going to move in the opposite direction. And if that was the case, if you had access to that and you had a relationship with us, that would have probably been a move that would have delivered you, with leverage, 40% return today, right? So that's just a perfect example of taking real advantage of being part of this network and getting to know us and the opportunities that this will bring you by being able to get access to these indicators, because you're not going to find them online. You're not going to get people that are showcasing and parading these. And this isn't to come across as if, we're just looking for someone's membership, because at the end of the day, this is what we use to trade every single day and profit from and build our portfolio. And we're not looking for tens of thousands of members. We're looking to get us to 1,500 members, make it an exclusive movement, and hopefully your listeners will be keen to come over and try for a month. It's the worst that can happen. You're going to profit. Yeah. Right? So that's it.
Absolutely. Wow. This is great, man. This is a game changer for a lot of people, I'd say. Because a lot of people want to get into the crypto space. It's you can make good money there, but most people don't know. And like 90% of traders lose money, and then they just get discouraged.
They most definitely do. And I think it's because there's so many movements out there at the minute that are teaching you how to trade with trend lines, and trend lines get violated. I've got a lot of respect for trend line traders, because it's a very, very patient game that you've got to play. But ultimately for me, I prefer the algorithmic trading patterns, because mathematically you've got historical values in there that, as you already know, if you're looking at any of the big, the big channels like Blockchain Backer, where he always tells you that markets mirror themselves over and over and over again. Well, that's the same way as what algorithmic patterns. That's all down and built around predicting the movement and the direction of the markets based on historical value. So that's where I like to trade, and that's what's producing these kind of results. This particular 100%. One here, this would give you, if you were to just trade it essentially. This again has only got $42,000 gross loss, 136,000 if we were just to program this and let a bot trade this in a $93,000 return. But these are all before leverage and all before compound. Yep. So your losses is with leverage, just to be clear, but your net profit and your gross profit are without leverage. So again, 938,000 is what that would translate to if you were using a 10x. So we try and keep people's feet on the ground by showing our numbers without leverage. So hopefully that gets them even more excited to come over and try it for themselves.
Absolutely. Awesome, man. Yeah, I love it. So how can I make money for free for a month with you? Like, how does this work?
I'll give you the link that you can share with your members. They can come over and they can come into our free Telegram group. Our free Telegram group is currently underway as we speak. Let me just see where we are. This is our free crypto group here. You see all the recent trades over the last 2 weeks. This is currently running at the minute. We've got an intake going. We're just literally come out of pre-launch, and this is 170% profit they've produced for free for members that have just come in from my timeline that were connected to me or connected and referred, because we're only taking this nice and slow and opening it up progressively to perfect the indicators, and it's 170% profit that this has produced because we had a lot to put in place with our broker partners, etc. So all of that's complete now. We're now ready to commercially go wheels up, and it's broker partners telling them about it. So and again, more targets being hit every time. So you guys can come in here, trade away for a month for free. They can trade manually, or they can choose to trade automatically. They can get 14 days free trial on the automation. If you're wanting to trade with a broker, it costs you $19. In fact, it won't, because depending on if we have our automation, our brokers building automation specifically for our connection with TradingView, which is, again, I don't want to complicate anybody, it's just the logic and the softwares and the platforms that we use to provide you guys the signals. But that will also be free. But in the meantime, let's say that that's not available. The maximum it will cost them is $19 a month with one of our automated partners that we don't even own and we're not an affiliate to. You just connect to them, and that's as much as it's going to cost you for a month to come in and get a pop at trading significant profit.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Awesome, man. I appreciate the gift. That's huge. I mean, we can get a lot of people to make money first, and that's an amazing gift. I appreciate it. I'll get the link from you. I just put it somewhere at the bottom so you guys can actually use this and make some money for free.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we've got this ethos where we really don't want anybody to pay us anything until they make profit from us. We want people to be absolutely breaking the door down to subscribe to our membership. And at the end of the day, the only way that we can do that is to prove to them that we're not going to give you pictures of Lambos or walking about on the beach next to yachts that we don't own, or mansions that there's only one living room you can sit in at a time. So there's no point in any of that. Just come over, make yourself money. It's not what we have done for ourselves. It's important. It's about what we can do for our members. And if these guys can knock a profit out of this and believe in something online for a change, rather than someone trying to convince you and asking you for money up front, instead we'll give you the profit, let the signals do the talking, and then you become part of our network.
Nice. Awesome, man. Well, let's do that. I'm down for it. I'll go and sign up right away. And I'll put that in down there somewhere for everybody else that's listening as well.
I'll give you the Telegram link. It'll be an exclusive link for your guys to take a look at and just come into to start trading. There's a full free academy. Not to worry if you've got no experience with trading, no experience with connecting softwares or any of that stuff. We give you a full academy training for free as well. It'll take you approximately 42 minutes to go through that and get crypto trading ready. We give you all of the nuances about what it means on the exchanges and to get yourself set up. And we do all of that for free as well. And all of that's inside of our academy, which you guys can get access to simply by accessing the link that I'll give to you, Zillow, for you to put for your members at the bottom of the podcast funnel or whatever it is you're going to put it.
Fantastic. Excellent. Well, that sounds exciting. And I hope everybody can make so much money out of this. All right. And I appreciate it so much for you to come in here and give us this gift.
This is going to be awesome for you as well, because you're going to be going traveling soon, right? And this is going to be super cool for you, because you were telling me you were looking to travel and come and visit tropical Scotland.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely got to go and see you over there. Yeah, I'm gonna take about a year to go and travel, man. And I think this is gonna be great if I can just plug that in and maybe some extra money as well. Then I'm all down for it.
Yeah, let our trade desk do the trading for you and sit back and see the profits coming in. All right. So it's been a pleasure listening to you. I wanted to say on behalf of myself and the team, thank you very much for allowing us to showcase what we've been working on and what we've built and what we've created for up to, I think we're just touching the 300 member point at this moment in time. So I'm really keen to get this offer. I couldn't think of anyone else to support better than your good self and everything that you've done for us in the past. And, let's get this out to your members and let them come in and hopefully make some profit as the price of everything is going through the roof, or maybe they're looking for a career or direction change. This will be ideal for them.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with you. Well, thank you so much for actually coming here and just giving us all this knowledge and everything you worked for the past year and a half for free, just to try. So God bless you. And thank you so much. Hope we talk soon. All right.
Thank you very much, Hill, and all the very best to your members. And thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you. Bye-bye.